beautiful spring day, a bit cloudy. The blackbirds, they're busy singing. But I'm sitting right here having my lovely pancakes. So here I am, enjoying myself, and I've been making these little pancakes the last few days. And when you're not eating flour, which is a really good idea when you wish to cleanse your body, sometimes you really feel like bread, and pancakes are really lovely, and especially if you like to put butter on them. I love butter. So there's different things you can, different ways you can do this, and I've experimented about 5,000 times. So I've tried everything, and I know you've probably heard of these or made these banana pancakes, which are basically 1 egg, half a banana, that you just mash it together, and then you make these beautiful little pancakes. And you can add a little bit of flaxseed, ground flaxseed, if you like, but you don't need to, because the banana, it gives this beautiful taste, but it also binds the whole thing together, so it acts as flour actually, and also as egg. So, but we don't live in a banana country. We live in a Nordic country where we don't have bananas, and I just love using what we have. So at the moment in late spring, where we are now, we actually still have many apples, and some of them are really not very nice, but often if you just take some of the peel off, they're actually really, really beautiful. So I've made up a recipe inspired by the banana pancake one with our apples. And the thing is, that's what I found out, the many times I've tried this, that you have to make sure that the pancake doesn't have too much water, because the water is just going to make it, just all like this stuff that it just won't turn into a pancake. So what I found out is that I grate the apple, just with all the peel, and just onto the table, and I take it up into my hands and I just press the water out, press the juice out of the apple. So I have all this fruit pulp, really. And I do the same as with the banana pancakes. So I have about, if it's a big egg, I'll have 1 grated apple without the juice, or just with the juice pressed out, 1 egg, and then about 1 to 2 tablespoons of flax, which you can see here are in the pancake, and they do really bind it together well. So what do you call it? I make flax meal with this little grinder, coffee grinder, and you get these wonderful pancakes, and I'll show you how I make them. So let's just make one. Let's get into the joy of eating pancakes. Life is so beautiful, and the more we enjoy every moment, the more beautiful the earth is going to become. So here I take my big load of butter on, which you of course don't need to do, and these are fried in ghee, so they're also fried in butter. You can also just avoid the butter, and you can just put anything on these. There's also a little bit of cinnamon in the pancake, which is very, very lovely. And I just put some of this apple and cinnamon on top, and there we have our beautiful pancake with our old apples. So praise the Lord. Praise the Lord for all the beautiful food we can make and enjoy. So let's, in this next video, or the rest of this video, I'll show you how I make them. I'll just continue enjoying this. So we'll get back in a second. Okay, so I'm going to need some eggs, so let's go and get some eggs. It's a bit windy. Let's see how we go. Windy May Day. We just got 3 more brown chickens from a place where they make these real egg layers. And they're just settling in really well. So, beautiful cherry. Bringing your specialness. Oh, yeah. And they've all just had a good feed. Yeah. They take all the good stuff first, all the sunflower seeds. Yeah. Here we are. Beautiful fresh eggs for us. Here we are. This is what kids love to do when they come and visit us. So it's fun to harvest. Here we have the little young hen eggs, the smaller. And they've never been outdoors, so they're getting used to actually going outside, which is pretty sad, but there we go. Our eggs. Yeah, there's one of them there. And that brown one in the background, we had got her last year and we butchered 2 of the 2 other ones we had, so she's been on her own. And as soon as she saw these brown ones, she just talked to them so much, saying hello, hello, hello. So apparently they know their own colour and they feel attached to the ones that are the same colour. And also they remember, because they were made from these hatching machines, and so all they saw were these brown ones all around them when they grew up. So there we go. Where are our beautiful eggs? Funny shapes. That's what happens sometimes. Look at this. That's because that's a brown hen we just saw. She's been laying for a year, and then finally she's going to start molting. Yeah. So, beautiful gifts of nature, or self-sufficiency. We'll go inside and get the other things. So we'll go down into the cellar, which is looking really revolting. I'm going to go down there anyway and look at all these old apples. See, they've been sitting here since October, so that's about 6-7 months, and I mean some of them are just really not nice, but actually If you peel this apple, it'll be just fine, and they have a great taste. Look at this. 7 months of sitting here. As long as you have them frost-free, they're fine. So we can make our lovely little pancakes with these old apples. I mean, look at that. Praise the Lord. So, and the thing is, the summer last year was not very sunny, so they didn't get much sun. And they only taste nice when they've had the seed. This has had sun, and it has a gorgeous taste when the sun has been shining on it. So, there you go. Eggs and apples. So that was 2 of the ingredients. This is all very simple stuff. And the last thing we're going to need, oh, there's a few more things we need. But this is beautiful flaxseed. And we're just going to have 2 tablespoons approximately. And then we're going to need some sea salt, Himalayan salt, and some cinnamon. And we're also going to need some butter, which is bulk butter, and some ghee for frying. So let's get into it. Okie dokie. Got our washed apples here. And we want a grater. Good old-fashioned grater. We want a couple of bowls. That are sort of cleanish. One more bowl here, and I've got a little grinder here. We'll grind our flax. You can do that straight away. Bit of noise here. That's fine. Oh, that might have been a bit more than 2 tablespoons. You don't have to be that precise, really. And flaxseed does taste really nice. It doesn't, yeah, although it's a seed, very good for you. Put a little bit of salt, not much, maybe half a teaspoon or something like that. And the same with the cinnamon. Not much really, just a little bit. Okie dokie. Let's take our funny egg. And this is one of the eggs from the big grey chickens. And you can see they have lots of grass. They eat lots of greens because their yolks are so yellow. Very lovely. Now what we want is about 2 apples, 2 large apples, grated. So I'll do that here. Do it real simple, just grate to the core. And I only peel them if they're the ugly, lots of spots. Dogs can have this, they like these. That was one. Let's take a nice looking one. Actually, we have to grate more. 3 apples will grate. And you can really use any apple, I think. But it doesn't matter that they're actually a bit dryish. So not too watery. But you can use watery ones too. Just put some of this up into this bowl. Just put all of it in there. I don't know if you can see my arm. Whoops. So what we want to do, which is very important, is to press out the juice of the 2 apples. So let's just take these 2 apples that I had here, and it's a very simple stuff. What I do, I just go like this. I just press with my hands. And put the rest up into the bowl here. So you can see it's all gone all dry. Because when you're making pancakes, they mustn't have a lot of water. You have to get the water out, because otherwise it just does not work. I have tried it many times. And every time I see, oh my goodness, that's what's wrong. See how much juice there is in 2 old apples. And what we're going to do with the rest is, this is for the topping, for putting on the pancakes, which is just very, very lovely. And on this, I put some cinnamon. And I mean, cinnamon and apple, they just are really special together. So just a bit of cinnamon. No sugar, no fancy things. Just mix it in there. So this is going to go on top of the pancakes. And see, this has the juice in it. We don't take the juice out of this because you want it nice, and because a lot of the sweetness also is in here, in this juice. It's so delicious. Let's have a taste. Oh my god, it's so nice. Here we have our batter, which it doesn't look like, but it is. Now the art here is to have a hot frying pan, but not really, really burning hot. looking very good. We'll go up to this frying pan. So here I've got my ghee, which I think is really delicious to use, but you can use coconut oil. And butter also, but ghee is the best and the healthiest. It can take a lot of heat and it's very good for you. Just get it nice and hot. And I mean, when you've used a frying pan like this, especially for something like this, you can just wipe it with some paper, because it's really best to keep the oil in the frying pan, because it does very easily get ruined. You want it to be really well greased for it to work well. Now this is not the best place because it's quite crooked, this table. So I have to turn it once in a while. And one of the tricks is to see if it bubbles around a match, and it does. It's also starting to smoke. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it down, because I really don't want them to be burnt. Just nice gentle heat. And because it's quite firm, I sort of press them out. Maybe a little bit more heat, just to get them going. This is for me and my husband. A very special occasion. We're going to eat together. Oh dear. And so it's really the fibre in the apple mainly that we're using, because we've taken so much of the juice out. And the banana pancakes, they're much easier to make, but I mean, I just think it's, as I said, I just love using things from our land. And also because it's eating food that belongs to your climate, I think is best for us. So, a lot of food out of 2 apples and 2 eggs. This is nice and gentle. Usually I just give them too much heat. Maybe I can move them together a little bit. You don't want them too close, because I want a bit of air between them. See if we can get one more on that. The last one. And also flaxseed is a Nordic plant that can grow in Denmark. which I like too, because all these exotic things that don't grow here, yeah, it's a bit, yeah, it's good to use the local stuff. So there we go, and look, you have to sort of have a little helper here to move them around, because, so you go like that. That's perfect. Actually, I've never made such a nice one. Usually they're black. I'm just turning this pan because it's so crooked. One day we'll get it fixed, maybe. Because you want the oil all over. And you can see they're sort of sticking together. See, that's had a little bit too much, that one. But still good. I don't know if there's enough light here. Hope so. I made this recipe up myself. I'm pretty proud of it, actually. It's fun to create new recipes that I mean things that are delicious and not too hard to make. Now I can smell the cinnamon. So nice. Just get a plate. Well, actually, I think I'll just leave them on the frying pan. Just turn it off in a sec. I can turn it off in just a sec, I think. Because really, as soon as you've turned them, they don't need much more heat. I think I'll just turn it off. Just let them, because it's a cast iron frying pan. So, there we go. And as I showed you, we put the apple, put butter on if you like butter. You don't have to. You could also use some sour cream. You could really put anything on them. You can just eat them as they are. But that's what we're going to have, and have a cup of tea, I think, afterwards. So this is just, praise the Lord, good stuff. So I'll just show you what they look like when they're really done. Just put them on this plate here. So this one needs a bit more. So you just put them in to cool a little bit. Yeah. These ones worked out so well. That one just needs a little bit more. So there we are. Apple pancakes. See you, my friend.